Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing, assembly, and reviewing the Pokemon model kit of Ceruledge. And this set is manufactured by Bandai. Before we open the box, let's quickly look at the details on it. And here on the front, we have the picture of the Ceruledge model. And like all Pokemon model kit nowadays, in this one, we don't specifically need any tools. We don't need glue and no cutting tools because the pieces can just be snapped away from the frame. And on this side, we have a front and back picture of this completely assembled Ceruledge model here. It looks like it also comes with a stand, which is good. And over here we have like a picture of the entire content of this set. We have like the frame and with all the pieces still here, and the instruction manual and some picture for the model here. Now let's get this thing open and start checking them out. And now we opened it by sliding off these bands here. So here we have like a sticker for his swords. And all the pieces, as well as the instruction manual here. Here we have all the pieces and stickers laid out. And here we also have stickers for apparently the eyes and a lot of parts on the head of Ceruledge. And I can tell you now, this is gonna be tricky to work with because many of these stickers are very small. Now, even though you don't technically require a tool for assembling this model, it's best if you keep a forceps with you, so it helps you for putting on the stickers. And now let's look over the instruction for assembling the set. And they begin by showing us a picture of the complete model, and looks like most Pokemon model kit, we would start by assembling the head first. And as mentioned, looks like there's a lot of sticker to put on the face of the model, including the eyes and several sharp or flame-like pattern or eyebrow on the face. After the face is done, we start assembling the rest of the head. So this part is actually forming the main body, and then we put the head and the body together. Looks like this is for forming the right leg, and then attached to the torso of the body. Do the same with the other leg in this steps. sword arm, the right arm to be specific. And then the right arm, and as you see here, we would have to put stickers on each part of the blade or the sword. And finally, we put the base together for the display stand, which will help hold Ceruledge, because technically this Pokemon has no feet, so it's very difficult for it to stand on its own, hence the display stand. It looks like there's like alternate part you can work in this set, so that's why you can, like, it's telling you can disassemble the arm parts and then reassemble different, maybe different swords. That's it from the instruction. Now let's start putting the head together. And again, per instruction manual, the first part of the model we have to assemble is the face of the Ceruledge. And here, so as you saw from the box before, you can just snap off the pieces. And then just fit the pieces together. And here we have like the main face part of Ceruledge. And you can actually kind of see the eye pattern carve. So if you are someone with good enough painting skills, you don't really need to put the eye stickers on. You can try paint this part. Although unless you're confident with your skill, I wouldn't recommend it. Here we have Ceruledge's face completed with stickers. It took some time, and the most difficult part was to put these white flame stickers on. And even though, let's go back to the instruction manual for a second. Even though it says to put on these white stickers first, I highly recommend everyone to put on the other sticker first before the white one, because with other stickers you can see the defined shape on the face and put the stickers onto them. The white flame are the only one that didn't have like any defined parts where you can just put the stickers on, so it's easier if you just put the rest of the stickers on and then try to put these two on. Now let's assemble the rest of the head. And here we have the complete head of Ceruledge. And before we go further, I want to direct everyone's attention back to one section in the instruction manual here. There's one piece in the set that functions as a separator that can be used for the flaming hair part of Ceruledge. You have to use this part to separate all the piece to get them loose, so you can snap them out, because unlike the rest of the set, they are not just gonna be easily snap off. But of course, if you can always just get a cutting tool to help. And now let's begin assembling the main body. Here we have the main body of Ceruledge and its head. And now we just have to attach them together. Next, we'll start assembling the arms and the legs of Ceruledge. And here we have all the parts assembled. Now we just have to start putting Ceruledge together. Here we go. And of course, we can't really keep it standing well because again the Ceruledge technically have no feet. So now let's put the display stand together so that way we can keep it standing. So here we have the base of the stand and the supporting arm. Now we can put them all together. So the hole on the back of Ceruledge here. And there we go. Now let's check out the articulation of the model. So the arms can move up like that, almost 90 degrees, but not fully. And can rotate the arms around the shoulder joints, so you can like point the sword to almost any direction forward this way. And its head, we can turn it left and right easily. You can also look down. Unfortunately, it cannot really look up, at least not very high. You can always adjust the stand a bit so it'll look like it's like Ceruledge is looking up. Oops. So because it's a model that with the parts assembled together, it's also easily taken apart. But there's still articulation to move the legs. Again, you just have to do it carefully so you don't pull the legs out. And you can bend the knee. By leveling up the stands, it'll look like Ceruledge is levitating or jumping in the air. So far, the one limitation in these articulation is that there's no joints on the arm here, so it can't really bend its arm. You can just point the sword to forward or have the arms spread out, so it's like it just perform a slashing move. But there's another feature that will compensate for this limitation here. As you saw in the last section of the instruction manual before, these interchangeable parts are actually alternate pieces for the arms, which can allow the sword to be pointed at different angles. And here these are the alternate arm pieces, and let's try put one on. Now let's try an alternate arm piece or the bicep piece that's like 90-degree bend. So we take out this arm. So we took out the default straight piece and then put this one on. Oops. Again, it can be easily hard to work with the body parts because they can be easily detached, but here we have how the sword looks with the ultimate piece here. With this alternate arm parts, we can basically put on the pose much like the way the box has it for Ceruledge here. And of course, you can always just do other kind of posing, pose stands with the swords this way. And now let's replace it with like the bicep that's bent at 45-degree. So this way, it's much less like this is with arm less straightened out, more like it is a little more. It's not completely relaxed, but also ready for fight. That kind of stance. And now both arms are with the part that's only slightly bent instead of like 95-degree bend. And this is probably the best selection of arms instead of the default one where like the sword is completely straightened off on the shoulder. But this interchangeability also show a minor issue, frustrating part with this model, that there's a strong limitation to the articulation of its arms, which is compensated by utilizing different biceps piece for the model. And with that, we have covered all the basic feature of this set. And like all Pokemon model kit these days, this set can successfully replicate the character it's based on in the three-dimensional sense. It presents the good looks of Ceruledge pretty well. But as you've seen from this video, there are several limitations to keep in mind, such as the utilization of these alternate bicep parts rather than having a fully articulated arms, so which makes it a little tricky, even frustrating when you're trying to do the sword fight poses, because again there's just a limitation to how those movements can be made in this model, but not impossible. If you're looking for a Ceruledge figure with very strong articulation, then this may not be the item you want to collect. And as mentioned, the biggest challenge in assembling this set is putting the stickers on them. It feels like an impossible task to try to get them perfect, especially with the fixed stickers. It can take some time. So if you're putting this together, it's best not to rush putting them on. Or if it's easier, just consider painting the face rather than put the stickers on. And again, with the issue in the alternate bicep pieces, because they're so small, they can easily get lost. So if you collect this set, you want to consider some good method to be able to store those parts. And in my case, I'm using a zip bag to keep the biceps pieces together so they won't get lost. And besides all these issues I just mentioned, again, in terms of form and appearance, it's a really good Ceruledge figure here or model. If you're a fan who loves Ceruledge and you're looking for a product that's not very expensive, this is a good item for you to add to your collection. This marks the end of my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out other videos from my channel. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.